Let's find a comfortable seat, and again, having a blanket or cushion underneath your hips to support. Let's begin by rubbing the palms of our hands together, bringing focus and energy into the palms. And we'll take the fingertips and gently brush them across the forehead, temples, and cheeks, brushing away any worries or expectations. Bring the fingertips to the eyes, palms to the cheeks, turning your attention inward. And take a couple of deep cleansing breaths. When you're ready, you can float your hands down, keeping your eyes closed or gently gazing downward. Extend your spine up tall, shoulders back and down. Lift your heart with each inhaling breath. Sitting bones sinking toward the earth with each exhale. We'll tune in with 3 ohms. Feel free to join in or just absorb the vibration. Take another full breath in. Take a moment to absorb the vibrations of the mantra as it connects us all as one. Allow yourself to settle here this Saturday morning and set an intention for your practice, something you'd like to nurture or cultivate within yourself. Bringing your awareness to the breath. Allow each inhale to bring you here, to this room, to this moment. Allow each exhale to release anything not needed for your practice today. With your next inhaling breath, expand the belly. And as you exhale, gently contract the belly toward the back. Follow your body's rhythm, expanding on the inhale, contracting on the exhale. With your next inhaling breath, expand the belly and open the ribs, reaching them out to the sides. And as you exhale, contract the belly and relax the ribs. Follow your body's rhythm, expanding and opening, contracting and relaxing. With your next inhaling breath, expand the belly, open the ribs, and lift the chest, creating space for your heart. And as you exhale, contract, relax, and lower. Continue this full deep breath, expanding the lungs in all directions with each inhale, completely releasing the breath with each exhale. As you continue this full deep breath, gently begin to lengthen the exhale, making it longer than the inhale, slowing it down gently, waiting patiently for the end of the breath, and then allowing the fresh inhale to fill your lungs. And again, gently and slowly releasing with the exhale. Take one more full extended breath. And when you reach the end of your exhale, gently return to your natural breath. Noticing any changes you feel in your mind or body. Remembering that our breath is always with us to help find those moments of peace and calm. Bring your awareness to your right hand. Allow the tips of the thumb and pointer finger to come together. And bring those fingertips to your heart center. Turning your awareness deeper inward toward your heart. Looking within for your inner light and your inner joy. As you find that connection with the light within you, allow its warm glow to flow on the breath throughout your entire body. As you find that connection with your inner joy, allow it to radiate up onto your face in a smile. And breathe it out into the space around you. As we continue our practice, allow your light and joy to flow through each breath and movement, honoring all of who you are in each moment. When you're ready, you can float your hand down. Gently open your eyes. If you'd like to switch your legs or change positions, please go ahead and do that. And with your next inhaling breath, let's scrunch our shoulders up by our ears. Exhale, press the shoulders back and down. Inhale, lift and squeeze. Exhale, back and down. Inhale, lift and squeeze. Exhale, back and down. We'll interlace bring our hands in front of the chest, palms facing down. Did one thing and said another. Tuck the shoulders back and down. Lifting the heart. Gently squeezing the shoulder blades down, strengthening the muscles around them. Then gently pressing the elbows back toward each other, lifting the heart, squeezing the center of the shoulder blades toward each other, wringing out any stress or tension. Allowing the front of the heart to open and expand. And opening the arms wide, turning the palms up, lift the heart, squeeze the lower corners of the shoulder blades toward each other. If it feels okay, you can flex the wrists, pressing through the palms. And then we'll bring the arms in front, crossing the right over the left. Bending at the elbows, hands back to back, or left hand around the right wrist, or hands at the shoulders. Lifting the elbows up to shoulder height, dropping the shoulders away from the ears. Breathe into the upper back, gently pressing the elbows forward or squeezing the arms together. Notice the jaw and the neck, allowing them to be soft and relaxed. If it feels okay, you can begin to lower and lift the elbows, extending that stretch around the shoulders. And if it feels okay with your next inhaling breath, gently lift a little higher, arching the upper back. And as you exhale, gently fold over just as far as feels okay, listening to your low back, allowing the weight of the arms to open the back, breathing into the back of the heart. And with your next inhale, coming back to center and gently unwrapping the arms, opening wide. Again, pressing through the palms if that feels okay, squeezing the lower corners of the shoulder blades toward each other. And then bringing the arms in front, crossing the left over the right, bending at the elbows, hands back to back, or right hand around the left wrist, or hands at the shoulders. Elbows up to shoulder height, dropping the shoulders away from the ears. Gently squeeze the arms together or press the elbows forward, breathing into the upper back. If it feels okay, you can begin to lower and lift the elbows, extending that stretch around the shoulders. And if it feels okay with your next inhale, lifting the elbows up a little higher, gently arching. And as you exhale, folding over. Just as far as feels okay, paying attention to your low back. Letting the weight of the arms open the back as you breathe into the back of the heart. Allow the back of the neck to be soft. And with your next inhale, come back to center. And gently unwrap the arms. Let's extend them out to the sides. You can make some circles with the wrists. You can either have the palms open or the hands closed into fists. And reversing the circles. And then we'll bring the palms together, interlacing the fingers, pressing the palms out in front. Roll the shoulders forward, drop the chin around the spine. With your next inhaling breath, lift the palms up toward the sky, vision follows, gently arching. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. This time as you exhale, leave the palms up and gently drop the chin toward the chest. Softening the elbows, roll the shoulder blades back toward each other. Gently squeezing the upper corners of the shoulder blades toward each other. Wringing out the trapezius muscles. If it feels okay, you could press the palms a little higher into the sky. Allow the jaw to be soft. Relax the back of the neck. And with your next inhale, lift the chin. As you exhale, gently twist toward the right and float the hands down. Left hand to the right knee, right hand behind the right hip. Lift the heart, taking a deep breath in. And as you exhale, gently twist to the right. Head comes around left. Hold and breathe, gently lifting and twisting through the breath. Keeping the left hand on the knee with your next inhaling breath, bring the right arm up by the ear. And as you exhale, reach across the body. Dropping the right hip, lifting the heart, reaching through the fingertips as you breathe into the right side of the body. And with your next inhale, lift up tall. And exhale back to the center. Take a breath in and out. And we'll interlace the fingers. Inhale the palms up over the head. Exhale, gently twisting toward the left. And float the hands down. Right hand to the left knee, left hand behind the left hip. Lift the heart, deep breath in. Exhale, gently twisting a little more through the ribs. Hold and breathe, finding that edge between flexibility and inflexibility. Keeping the right hand on the knee with your next inhale, bring the left arm up by the ear. And as you exhale, reach across the body, dropping the left hip, lifting the heart, reaching through the fingertips. And with your next inhale, lift up tall. And as you exhale, come back to the center. And take a breath in and out. Let's extend our legs out in front of us. Scooting our feet down toward the end of the mat. We'll begin with flexing the feet, drawing those toes back toward you. Lengthening through the spine, shoulders back and down. Hands can rest on the floor or on the legs. Think about engaging the quadriceps by drawing the kneecaps up. Pressing the heels away from you, gently lifting the heels if that feels okay. Keeping the pose active by pushing the feet away, lengthening through the crown of the head. Belly muscles are drawn toward the back. And with your next exhale, soften the legs. Inhale, lifting the arms up. Exhale, gently fold forward, just as far as feels okay. Hands resting on the legs, floor, or feet. With your next inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, gently soften the ribs down toward the thighs. Follow the breath, lengthening and softening, allowing the head to extend out from the spine, gently tilting the pelvis forward as you press back through the sitting bones. And allow the knees to be gently softened. Sending the breath to any places of tightness or tension, and gently softening around them. And with your next inhale, lift up tall. And we'll bring the hands a few inches behind the hips, fingertips facing the hips. You can work with inclined plane or reverse table. Rolling the shoulders back for inclined plane. We'll lift the hips here with the legs extended. For reverse table, bending the knees, feet a little about hip width apart, and lifting here. So doing what feels right for your body in this moment. And with your next inhaling breath, bending those elbows, lift the hips high. Exhale, gently lower and hover if that feels okay. Strengthening through those triceps and upper arms. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower and hover. Inhale, lift. And hold and breathe, or continue coming up and down, keeping the elbows slightly bent. Head extends out from the spine. Hips reach high. And with your next exhale, gently lowering down. And we'll shake out those wrists. Gently bringing the hands behind the knees, around the spine, and we'll roll back, lengthening out onto the mat. Tuck the shoulders back and down, gently scanning up into the body, noticing any parts that feel tired, achy, or sore. Honoring yourself and your body by listening to its messages. Pushing yourself to your edge, but not beyond it. Remembering that each time you do yoga, your body is a little bit different. Let's bend the right leg, floating the hands to the knee as you draw it in toward the chest. Lengthening through the neck. Shoulders tuck under, soften around the hip. Keeping the left hand on the knee, allow the right arm to fall out to the side, palm facing down. And as you exhale, gently twist over the left side of the body. Vision toward the right arm as much as feels okay for your neck. Releasing the muscles around the hip. Allowing the spine to ease into the twist. With your next inhaling breath, come back to the center. Extending the leg up toward the sky, take hold behind the hamstrings, calf, or ankle. As you exhale, toes reach toward the ceiling. Inhale, flexing, pressing through the heel. Follow your breath, releasing the front and the back of the leg. Now begin to make slow, gentle circles with your ankle, stretching your foot as far as it can go in each direction. And reverse the circles. Now reaching through the heel, drop the sitting bones down, gently arching the low back, lengthening through the back of the leg. Then tuck the pelvis, drawing the leg toward the torso just as far as feels okay. Keeping the heel or the foot flexed as you reach through the heel. Draw the belly muscles down toward the back. Can stay here, or if it feels okay, lift the head and chest toward the leg. Inhale, lower the head and chest. Exhale, lifting. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Hold and breathe if that feels okay, or continue coming up and down, listening to your body. Belly muscles are strong, reaching through the heel, neck is nice and long. Can stay here, or if it feels okay, flexing the left foot, gently lifting it off of the floor. And you can keep the hand on the leg or release the hand. And release the left leg. Inhale, lowering the head and chest. Exhale, gently lowering the leg. Once you reach the floor, take a deep breath in and let it go. Let's bend the left leg, floating the hands to the knee as you draw it in toward the chest. Lengthen through the neck, shoulders tuck under, soften around the left hip. Keeping the right hand on the knee, allow the left arm to fall out to the side, palm facing down. And as you exhale, gently twist over the right side of the body, vision toward the left arm as much as feels okay for your neck. Soften around the hip. Allow the spine to ease into the twist. With your next inhaling breath, come back to the center. Extending the leg up toward the sky, take hold behind the hamstring, calf, or ankle. As you exhale, point the toes toward the ceiling. Inhale, flexing, pressing to the heel. Follow your breath, releasing the front and the back of the leg. And begin to make slow, gentle circles with your ankle, stretching your foot as far as it can go in each direction. And reverse the circles. Reaching through the heel, belly muscles draw down toward the back. Oh wait, sorry, I forgot to have you do the other one first, sorry. Drop the sitting bone down, gently arch the low back. There we go, reaching through the heel. And now tuck the pelvis, drawing the belly muscles down toward the back and draw the leg toward the torso just as far as feels okay. With your next exhaling breath, if it feels okay, you can lift the head and chest toward the leg. Inhale, lowering the head and chest. Exhale, lifting. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Hold and breathe if that feels okay, or continue coming up and down. If you'd like a little extra challenge, you can flex the right foot, gently lifting it off the floor. Belly muscles are strong, reaching through the heel, neck is nice and long. And if it feels okay, you could release the hands. Gently lowering the right leg. Inhale, lowering the head and chest. Exhale, slowly lowering the leg. And take a deep breath in and out. Let's bend the knees, placing the feet on the floor about hip width apart. And walking the hips as close to, or the feet as close toward the hips as feels okay. Tucking the shoulders under, arms alongside the body. Lift the toes, gently spreading them wide as you lower them down, creating one end of your bridge. Press the shoulders back and down, creating the other end. Neck is nice and long. With your next inhaling breath, scoop the pelvis, gently rolling the spine up, one vertebrae at a time. And as you exhale, gently lowering, one vertebrae at a time. Inhale, scoop and lift. Knees stay parallel as we come up and down. Exhale, gently lowering. Inhale, scoop and lift. This time, if you'd like, you can hold and breathe or continue coming up and down, listening to what your body needs today. If you're holding, you can press back onto the shoulders a little bit more, keeping the chin gently away from the chest to keep the natural curve of the neck. Keeping the eyes focused on the ceiling above you and not turning the head to the side. If you'd like to add the chest opener, you can roll your shoulders under, interlace the fingers, pressing the palms together, or hold a strap. Really working those elbows in as close as feels comfortable, either keeping the elbows bent or extending the arms, palms staying close to protect the wrists. Pressing into the feet, lifting the hips high. Opening the heart. Listening to your body. When you're ready, releasing the hands, rolling the shoulders out, and gently rolling the spine down. Taking a breath in. As you exhale, tuck the pelvis, pressing the low back into the mat. Inhale, release. Exhale, tuck. Inhale, release. Exhale, tuck. Inhale, release. And let the breath go. Let's cross the right ankle over the left thigh. You can gently press the right hand against the right leg, opening here. Or if it feels okay, lifting the left foot off the floor, taking hold behind the hamstrings or over the top of the shins. Flexing the right foot as you draw the left knee toward the body, just as far as feels okay. Lengthening through the neck, shoulders tuck under. Sending the breath to the right hip. Releasing any worries or frustrations stuck in the hip. Allowing them to float away on the breath. And we'll gently release. Keeping that foot hooked on the leg, walk the left foot out to the edge of the mat. And then we're going to drop that left knee down. Just getting that gentle stretch through the IT band. If that feels like too much to have the foot hooked on top of the knee, you can move it to the floor. And try to soften through both hips. And then we'll gently lift the knees back up and unhook the leg. Bringing both feet to the floor. We'll cross the left ankle over the right thigh. Gently pressing the left hand against the knee if that feels comfortable, or lifting the right foot off of the floor, taking hold behind the hamstrings or over the top of the shin. Flexing the left foot as you draw the right knee toward the body just as far as feels okay. Lengthen through the neck, shoulders tuck under. Sending the breath to the left hip. Releasing any anger or anxiety stuck in the hip. Allowing it to float away on the breath. And we'll gently release, bringing the right foot to the floor, walking it out to the edge of the mat, and then dropping that right knee toward the mat, keeping the left foot hooked if that feels okay, or moving the foot to the floor. Breathing in through to the right leg, through the IT band, through the front of the hip. And then gently lifting that right knee back up, unhooking the left leg, bringing both feet to the mat. We'll bring both knees over the torso, hugging them in Apanasana. Breathing into the low belly. From here, you can either roll to your right side, pressing up with your hands, or slip your hands behind the knees, kick the feet over the head, and gently rock up. So we're going to have our legs bent here. If you'd like to use a strap, you can have that handy. What we're going to do is extend your right leg up and reach your left hand to the outside of the right leg. And again, if that doesn't feel accessible, which is fine, just use that strap on that right leg. So lengthen the spine tall, whether you're holding the foot with the hand or the strap. And then we're going to gently twist and reach that right arm out behind us. Belly muscles are drawing in, gently twisting. And then if it feels okay, you could stay here, or you could extend that left leg out, sort of like we did when we were on our backs, keeping those lower belly muscles engaged. And lowering the left foot, coming back to face the right leg, either both hands on the foot or on the strap, lengthening the spine, pressing out through the heel. And then we'll gently release. And switch legs, so if you're using the strap, place that on the left foot. We'll extend that left leg out, either wrapping the strap around the left leg or taking the hand on the outside of the left foot. Lengthen the spine, lift the heart. And then as it feels okay, gently reach that left arm back and turn toward the left hand, engaging the belly muscles, gently twisting through the ribs. And staying here, or if it feels okay, extending that right leg out, having it lifted a little over the floor. And lowering the right foot to the floor, coming back to face the left leg, either both hands on the leg or both hands on the strap. Lengthening the spine out, pressing through the heel. And then we'll gently release, lowering it down. And let's come forward onto our hands and knees. We'll bring the hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, fingers spread wide. Soften the elbows so the inner elbows are facing each other. Tuck the shoulders back and down. Head extends out from the spine. Belly muscles draw up toward the back. Strong table pose. With your next inhale, lift the tailbone. Drop the spine, lift the chin. Exhale, tuck the tailbone around the spine, drop the chin. Inhale, lifting, spine follows. Exhale, rounding. Follow your breath. Strengthening on the inhale, releasing on the exhale. And with your next inhaling breath, come back to the center. Let's extend the right leg out behind us, dropping that right hip down so the hips are parallel to the mat. Flexing the foot, reaching actively through the heel, engaging all the muscles of the leg. Notice your left hip if you've kind of collapsed over on it. Shift it so it's stacked over the knee. Elbows should be soft, belly muscles drawn up toward the back. If it feels okay, you could lift the leg a little higher. Lift the heart. And if it feels okay, you can extend that left arm out. Really thinking about engaging through the low back and the glutes in the buttocks. Belly muscles strong. And gently lower the left hand, draw the knee in, rounding the spine. And lowering that right leg down. We'll take a breath in and out. And let's extend the left leg out behind us, dropping that left hip so the hips are parallel to the mat. Flexing the foot, reaching through the heel, engaging all the muscles of the leg. Right hip stacks over the right knee. Left elbow stays bent. Lift the leg a little higher if that feels okay. Lift the heart. And if it feels all right, extend the right arm out. Engaging those glutes, engaging the low back and belly. And lowering the right hand, drawing the knee in, rounding the spine. And lowering the leg down. We're going to work with swan pose today. So we'll start with actually kind of in the center of your mat because you kind of move backwards with this one. You're going to sit back into child's pose or be in reclined puppy if that feels better for your knees. And with your next inhaling breath, we're going to come through the hands. So the head is close to the floor. The closer you are, the more you're working on that upper body. You're going to bring the belly to the mat and then lift the head and the feet toward each other. So they're arching like a swan. Exhale, come back into child's pose or reclined puppy. Inhale, coming forward, strengthening those arms. Belly comes to the mat, lifting the heart, shoulders back, feet reaching toward the head. Exhale, rounding back into child's pose or reclined puppy. You could rest or do one more. And meeting back in child's pose or reclined puppy, and just take a moment here to rest. Breathing into the spine, forehead resting on the mat, softening the back of the neck. We'll gently shift back onto our hands and knees. Tuck the toes under and press the hips up and back into downward dog. Walking the dog, dropping one heel and then the other. Softening through the back of the legs. And then pressing through both hips, dropping the heart. Head comes between the arms with the chin away from the chest. Shoulders roll back toward each other. Knees stay soft as the heels float low. Finding your balance between the hands and the feet. Lifting high through the sitting bones as you lengthen through the entire back of the body. And gently looking forward, you can either walk or jump your feet up toward the hands. Bringing the feet about hip width apart. Softening the knees. You can bring a block under your hands if that feels supportive. Think about pressing into the balls of the feet and opening up through the sitting bones. Letting the spine lengthen, the back of the neck soften into Uttanasana. And softening the knees with your next inhale, sweep the arms out and up, palms together over the head. Exhale, hands to the heart. All right, let's go ahead and grab our straps again. So we want to have them wide enough that you can kind of have your arms in a V. So it depends on just what your how your shoulders are feeling today, how flexible they're feeling, how wide you need that to be. So having our feet hip width apart in mountain pose, spine tall, shoulders back and down. We're going to inhale, lifting the strap up over the head, and exhale, opening the arms back. So this is why you need to just allow your arms to be as wide apart as necessary as you drop that down. And then lifting back up, really being careful of your shoulders. Exhale, dropping in the front. Inhale, lifting up. Make sure your knees are soft. Exhale, dropping back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Let's do that one more time on your own. And then let's inhale up tall one more time, pressing into the feet, gently tilting to the side. Inhale, lift. Exhale, switch sides. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach. Now let's do one more on each side. And then we'll float the hands down in front. Keeping the strap, we'll use it for, you may or may not use it for balance. We're going to do just as we did on the floor where we were holding the leg and twisting. We're going to do that standing knee to chest with the twist with the strap if you would like. If you would like to use the wall for support, it's a little harder to do the twist if your back is to the wall, so you may want to have the side to the wall instead. So feet hip width apart, spine tall, shoulders back and down, belly strong, knees soft. Lift the toes, spreading them wide as you lower them down. Shift your weight to your left leg and find a focus spot for your gaze. That left knee stays slightly bent so both the inner and outer quads are engaged. Coming up to the big toe of your right foot. Can stay here working on balance by lifting the toes, or lift the knee, interlacing the fingers in front of the knee. Shoulders are back and down, belly is strong. Could stay here or draw the knee into the chest. If it feels okay, you could take hold underneath the foot. You can also add the strap here underneath the foot. And extend the leg out, again with the strap or holding at the foot, whatever feels best for you right now. Lengthen through the spine, shoulders back and down. Keep that left knee gently bent, pressing back through the right hip. Stay here, or if it feels okay, releasing the right arm, reaching it back behind you, and then very slowly bringing your vision back toward that right hand. Holding as long as feels comfortable. When you're ready, gently coming back to the center and gently lowering down. Shake that left leg out. Probably easier when we were sitting. All right, finding our balance on both feet again. Spine tall, shoulders back and down, belly strong, knees soft. Lift the toes as you spread them wide, lowering them down. Shifting the weight to the right leg. Come up to the toes of the left foot. Staying here, working on balance by lifting the toes. Or if it feels okay, lift the knee or the leg, interlacing the fingers in front of the knee. Catching yourself when you fall. Keeping that right knee slightly bent. Spine tall, shoulders back and down, belly strong. You can bring that knee into the chest if that feels okay. You could also take hold underneath the foot, or again, bring the strap underneath the foot. Using that focus spot for your gaze. Extending the leg out if that feels okay, using the strap or having the hand on the foot, or also the hand under the thigh. When you feel steady, using the right hand on the leg or foot, reach the left arm back and gently begin to bring the vision toward the left hand, twisting through the ribs. Listening to your body and gently coming down when you need to. It's a good thing about straps is if we just let them go, then we can catch ourselves. All right, we can put the strap down for now. And let's come with our legs spread nice and wide on the mat. And we'll turn the right foot to point toward the short end of the mat, dropping the left heel back, hips facing the long end of the mat. We'll inhale the arms out at shoulder height, gently bending that right leg, coming into Virabhadrasana 2, walking those toes forward as you need to so that the knee stacks over the ankle. Pressing actively into both feet. We're going to do a little movement with the upper body. So we're going to reach through that right arm and then reach back through the left. Just following your breath and listening to your body. So we'll keep the leg bent in warrior. And just reach from side to side. So you notice where you feel this the most. And then we'll come back to center. Let's interlace the hands behind the back and we'll just let the hands rest low. We're going to bring the right shoulder toward the right thigh. Can stay here, or if it feels okay, you could drop the head down, taking a peek underneath that right leg into humble warrior. Pressing both feet into the floor, keeping the legs strong and active. Take a couple of breaths here, relaxing through the back of the neck. And with your next inhale, lifting up tall, releasing the hands, and then floating them down. We'll switch our legs. Left foot points toward the short end, right heel drops back, hips face the long end of the mat. Inhale the arms out at shoulder height. Exhale, bending that left leg, having the knee stacked over the ankle, walking the toes out a little further if you need to. Pressing actively into both feet. And again, we'll begin moving through the torso, reaching through the left arm, and then reaching back through the right. Listening to your body. Noticing the stretching and the strengthening. Then we'll come back to the center. Float the arms down behind the back, interlacing the fingers. Lift the heart, press actively into the feet. And we'll bring that left shoulder toward the left thigh. And you can stay here, or if it feels okay, dropping the head down, peeking underneath that left leg. Humble warrior, gently bowing. Legs are strong and active, softening through the back of the neck. Pressing into the feet, gently lifting the torso, releasing the hands, and then floating the arms down. We'll bring both feet to face the long end of the mat. Inhale, lifting the arms up over the head. Exhale, swan dive, hips out behind us, and then float the hands down onto the floor or block. Soften the knees, press into the feet, lifting up through the sitting bones. Back of the neck is nice and long. If it feels okay, you could lower the head and chest toward the floor, keeping the spine nice and long. If you find yourself rounding, just lift the chin gently away from the chest. Notice if the knees are locking and gently soften them. Think more about lifting through the sitting bones rather than straightening the legs. One more breath. And we'll gently walk the feet closer toward each other, stopping just outside of hip width apart. Bringing a block in the center behind the heels if you would like that. Lowering the hips into Malasana squat, working with the high squat if that feels more comfortable today or you want to work more on strengthening. Noticing the knees though, we want them to make sure they're not way past the toes because that will really damage the knees. Or if it feels okay, lowering the hips down onto the block or down by the heels, or coming all the way to the floor, walking the feet a little further out. Pressing the elbows or upper arms into the knees or thighs, hands to the heart. Lengthen through the back of the neck and let the tailbone reach down toward the floor. And we'll gently lower the rest of the way down, bringing the soles of the feet together in Baddha Konasana. Hands at the ankles or toes. Just take a moment to kind of lift and lower. And then the next time your legs are down, lengthen the spine, leading with the heart, gently tilting forward over the feet. Back of the neck is nice and long. So you breathe into those inner groin muscles, softening and lengthening them. And with your next inhale, lift up. And then we'll gently shift into cross-legged or easy pose. Extending the spine up tall, shoulders are back and down, rooting through the sitting bones. With your next inhaling breath, lift through the crown of the head. And as you exhale, drop the right ear over the right shoulder, tucking the right shoulder back and down, breathing into the left side of the neck. If it feels okay, you could bring the left forearm across the low back. Gently releasing any worries, anxiety stuck in the neck. And with your next inhale, come back to center, releasing the hands. As you exhale, drop the left ear over the left shoulder, tuck the shoulder back and down, breathing into the right side of the neck. Gently letting go. If it feels okay, bringing the right forearm across the low back, dropping that right shoulder down. Relaxing and releasing through the breath. And with your next inhale, come back to the center and release the hands. Exhale, turning your chin over your right shoulder. Hold and breathe. Shoulders are back and down, heart is lifted. With your next inhale, come back to the center. And exhale, turn the chin over the left shoulder. Shoulders are back and down, heart is lifted. Hold and breathe. And with your next inhale, come back to the center and let the breath go. Let's bend our knees, coming to the center of the mat. If you'd like to go ahead and begin covering up with socks in this weather, feel free to do that. Oops. In the winter, it definitely starts to get cooler faster. The more we begin to slow down. All right. So when you're ready, you can gently bring your hands behind the knees, round your spine into a C, and gently roll back. Lengthening through the spine. Shoulders are tucked under. We'll lift the feet up toward the sky, rocking the hands or a block underneath the hips to support the legs. Lengthen through the neck. Ankles and knees are relaxed as you breathe into the belly. And gently bend the knees, rocking the hands or block out from underneath. Can rock from side to side, gently massaging the low back, or make small circles, drawing the knees in and out. If you're making circles, gently reversing them. And if you'd like one last twist, bringing the arms out at shoulder height, knees together, dropping the knees to the right, vision to the left, softening through the spine. Inhaling back to the center. Exhale, lowering to the left, vision to the right, easing into the spine. And with your next inhale, coming back to the center, lowering the feet down. Can either walk the feet out to the edges of the mat, resting the knees together, or extend the legs out into Shavasana. You can also add a bolster underneath the legs, and I encourage you to cover up with a blanket if you have one available. So finding that comfortable Shavasana position, tucking the shoulders back and down, arms slightly away from the body with the palms turned up. Relax your forehead. Soften your eyes. Loosen your jaw. Gently bring your awareness back to the breath. Allowing each inhale to fill you with a sense of peace and calm. Allowing each exhale to release anything that no longer serves you. Release your muscles from the bones, surrendering them to the earth. Feeling its strength and support beneath you. Let each breath fill your heart with loving kindness for yourself. Sending that loving kindness to each and every cell of your body. Honoring all of who you are in this moment. Gently begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Stretch in whatever way feels comfortable for you. When you're ready, gently bend your knees, roll to your side, and rest there for a moment. And then gently return to a seated position. We'll end with a metta blessing of loving kindness. Please feel free to join in. May all beings be safe. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings have peace. May all beings awaken to the light of their true nature. May all beings be free. The light in me honors the light in you. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. For our world, for our communities, and for ourselves. Thank you all so much for joining me today.